Okay, hello Sagittarius, welcome to your April chakra healing video. Because this reading is a little bit late, I am going to I pulled some extra oracle cards for you guys so we can talk about the remainder of the month. So I'm going to show you your cards and then we are going to talk about what is going on for the remainder of April for you guys. And I'm sorry, I apologize for the reading being late. There's been a lot going on. But we're gonna talk about it. Okay, so for your root chakra, you have the Five of Cups in reverse. For your sacral chakra, you have Strength, Ace of Cups, and the Four of Cups. For your solar plexus, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Your heart chakra is the Hermit. Throat chakra is the Five of Wands. Third eye is the King of Swords. And your crown chakra is the Hangman and the Four of Wands. Now for your oracle cards, I pulled from the planetary oracle, the zodiac oracle, the energies that you need to focus on and just use for this month is the Sun and Venus. And I'm not really surprised because Taurus season, obviously. Also boundaries and protection, balancing act and education. And I pulled two cards from the Isis oracle. Just gonna hold it there so you can see it. Is the Dark Healing Chamber and Divine Sunchild. Lots of sun energy. If you notice, you got the Leo card. Let me just put it right here so you can read it really quickly. Feel free to pause the video if you need to read it. So yeah, lots of sun energy. You have the Leo card in your solar plexus. You have the sun energy coming up here. You have it in the oracle card. So there is like a lot of fire, I feel like, kind of underlining a lot of the reading. The bottom of the deck is the Four of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, and the Emperor. I do feel like there's a lot of like just fire just under, it's just kind of like, I guess, I feel like it's kind of building in many ways. There's just kind of like a lot of things going on. You guys did get a good amount of wands in here as well. So let's talk about it. Now, as far as blocked chakras for this month, you guys have been doing a really good job with your root chakra as far as like using the time to do like a lot of like the release work that you needed to do and really kind of not having to really look back too much. I feel like you guys are definitely in a place where you have a lot of very strong emotions, and it's almost like you have a very full heart right now, but you're keeping it to yourself. And this is the connection between your sacral chakra to your heart chakra. You have like this Eight of Cups, Leo-esque kind of love, very powerful, very strong, almost just like, you know, you feel like you don't really have wounds, you don't really have anything that you're necessarily hung up on for like other people. You're not really like, you know, in any type of struggle in that regard. It's like you're kind of keeping yourself away, as is mainly everybody, but you guys are literally actively keeping yourselves away and not giving people the time of day or even the space to come in any capacity when it comes to romance or anything like that. Like you guys are just like giving yourselves that energy, which is really I feel like it's really nice, to be honest, for you guys. Now, when it comes to these solar plexus, you guys have things that you want to do. I mean, I asked like every fire sign for this specific month. All the fire signs are very anxious. They want to do stuff. They want to, you know, set intentions. They want to keep them moving. And you guys being like the luckiest sign in the zodiac, obviously you guys are like a little bit more anxious because almost everything you touch like turns to gold in many ways. So it's like you guys are like, oh, I'm wasting time. I want to do stuff. I want to move. Like there's so many things I'm curious about. I want to explore. Like I feel like if I were you guys, and you know, you like look up in your state if you guys can if your parks are closed, just so, because if they're not, most states, I know Jersey is closed, New York State is not closed, like the parks themselves, they're not closed, but definitely look in your state to see if your parks are closed, your national parks are closed, just so you guys can get a breath of fresh air, because you guys you guys need like a touch of adventure in many ways, and it's hard because right now it's just like a very weird time for that to kind of be taking place. But you guys need that touch of adventure. You guys need that, like, oh, I'm going on a trip this weekend, oh, I'm gonna do this, whatever. So there is kind of like this connection to just the earth and trying to balance yourself out with the earth happening in your solar plexus for the rest of the month. For your heart chakra, like we said before, you guys are in hermit mode. You guys are like hermiting your hibernating your heart energy. You're very being very careful with that energy, and this is why boundaries and protection came up. You guys are being very detached, very distant, which is totally fine, because you guys, you know, at the end of the day, you'll do whatever you want to do, but it is for your own good. It's not necessarily a bad in any capacity. This is a good thing for you guys. So it's not bad. It's just that you guys kind of just need to be with yourselves, which being alone, I don't really think being alone is something that you guys have a problem doing. As much as you love being surrounded by others, you do have your moments where you need to kind of embody this energy, and that's what's happening now. With your throat chakra, you have the 5 of Wands. However, this is the After Tarot, so it's really, what it's showing is it's really showing how much energy you're putting into your voice and what you're saying. Like, you're almost conserving a lot of energy. You're not fighting, you're not complaining about the stuff anymore. Like, this whole situation that's happening socially has gotten to the point where you're not giving it time. You're just, it's whatever. So it's not something that you're going to stress yourself out about. It's just, at this point, things are as they are. You're doing what you can for you. You're setting the boundaries for you. You know what's going on with you. You're not like all over the place. You know that the rules are in place, even though everybody doesn't necessarily know everything that's going on. Things are in place and in motion to be as they are. So you guys are not even complaining anymore. You're just trying to live through this kind of reality that's happening. With your third eye, you have the King of Swords. And this speaks to a couple of different things. One, the Gemini season, when it comes, is definitely not going to be, I would say, the same as the other past couple of seasons that's been happening. The reason why is because I feel like, first of all, Gemini season is going to try to shake things up and kind of liberate people, even though like Taurus season is going to bring the energy of, you know, like, just, Taurus is a fixed sign. So within Taurus season, people are gonna get comfortable with their realities. That's just what is in the air. But when it comes to Gemini season, when that comes through and you can see that happening as a society, we're going to be a little bit itching to do stuff. Like, communication is going to shift. It's going to be a little bit more of a free flowy type of thing. I know a lot of the governments are talking about reopening and such, and that's going to be a big topic of conversation. But that aspect in how it's affecting society, how you communicate within those spaces as well, is shifting and will kind of develop to where kind of what it is that you want to do, what you want to say, how sure you are about yourself. That's going to be, there's going to be more certainty that is coming up, not only just for you, but also socially. So just keep an eye out for that, because you're going to have choices to make, and basically choosing directions, but from a very level-headed mindset. It's not going to be, you know, just willy-nilly anything. It's going to be, no, I'm sure about this. This is why I'm making this move. I'm very intelligent. I got the downloads. I learned the information. It's another reason why education came up for you. Like, I got the information, I got the knowledge, I understand this, I can speak on it, etc. It's very it's almost like very intensive. It feels like just a very powerful knowing, and also, but a lot of direction. So we'll see how this energy plays out, not only with you guys, but socially, because again, you guys aren't the only one who are going to be kind of dealing with this energy. This energy is going to be everywhere, because air is everywhere. Air affects everybody. Okay, so even the reactions of you reacting to somebody else has an impact, because every breath that is given, you know, goes back into the earth, and it just goes and blends into the earth. It's the same way of dying. Every time you take a breath, every time somebody dies, they come back to the earth. It's the same thing. You're still connecting every dot with everybody else as well. So it's not just about you. Now with your crown chakra, you have the Hangman, and then you have the Four of Wands, because there is a part of you that knows that you're taking this time to educate yourself. You're taking this time not just to sit around and complain and do all of the things that everybody's been doing. You've really been actively trying to balance yourself out within the spaces that you can and how you can do them. So it's a very good time for you to the point that once we get out of the situation, you know, you're coming out of it a stronger, better, and more focused person on whatever it is that you have to do. You guys actually needed this break, and you might have not been realizing it until now, and it's kind of like, you know, kind of surprising the way it's been like a blessing in disguise, and it's going to continue to be a blessing in disguise, and you definitely need to continue to pay attention to those things. And I feel, and it's funny because I just flipped this out. It's just like blessing of the sun. But it's definitely something that will show fruit in many ways. And collectively, we all benefit from it. And I think you guys understand this more than some of the other signs about how we collectively are pretty much helping or hindering each other during this time, and what we're doing, what we're wanting, what we're working towards, what ideas we're following, like who we're listening to, why we're not listening to some people over others. Like, you guys are actively paying attention to this, so it's not bad in any capacity. It's just that we do have to put in more work now. We do have to kind of use the time the way we can and turn it into the blessing that it really is, and coming out of it in a more productive way. I feel like you guys are having a good month of April, and it will continue to have a good month of April. If anything is blocked, it would be like, if you haven't gotten to the stage of stopping to fight or stopping to complain or stopping to that you would need to work on. But for the most part, you guys are fine. If anything, it's just a little bit of the impatience with your solar plexus, but I feel like you guys are for the most part fine for this month. So that was your reading for the month of April. I'm very sorry that it's late. It's just been a lot of stuff going on, as you could, I probably assume at this point, with everything that's happening in the world. But you know, we're still here, and there's more videos coming, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.